Good morning, everybody. It's Brett. It's Tuesday morning here in February. I believe it's the 12th. You guys, you better get your lady that Valentine's Day card. You're running out of time. I secured my wife's card this morning because I know how to keep peace in the valley. Anyway, I want to talk to everybody today about being humble. And this is really hard for me to talk about because I recall a priest that I admire, Father Loudenbacher, I believe that was his name, back in Greenville, South Carolina. Anyway, I probably butchered his name, but he's a really good priest, and he spoke about humbleness in a homily once, and he's like, it's really confounding because if you talk about being humble, well, then you're being proud. No, I think it's okay for us to be proud of achieving our goals. That's never a bad thing to be proud of those. But the problem is when we start putting our achievements above other people's achievements. And one thing as a thankful carnivore, it's so important that we share our stories. But my story is just one story. Your story is another story. Your story has just as much value as anybody else's. And I'm really happy that most carnivores get this, because I've never come in contact with a more kind, considerate, gracious group of people in my life as I have the online carnivore community in these last weeks. I got some great things to share coming in the future that I can't share today. I've been invited to participate in some podcasts and some Instagram stuff. I really don't like to advertise those until a date and time has been set to do them. I know they're going to happen. These are good people that have invited me. It's just a matter of getting the work schedules and things like that lined out. And since I've started putting myself in the mix and sharing my story, it's always been important to me for me to not let it go to my head. I'm just a guy who did what he felt like was the right thing to do. I don't look at what I've accomplished as anything necessarily all that special. I appreciate that other people find it inspiring, and that makes me happy. Because if you get hope from my story, that's the reason why I went through it all. That's a good enough reason to have come out to the other end. Because hope's a precious, precious thing. And we don't really realize how precious hope is until we don't have any anymore. Or we can't find hope. And those are scary times indeed. As the Sirens of Jacksonville serenade my little talk. Peace be with those in need, wherever they are, always. So, get out there and tell your stories, carnivores, ketogenic diet people. Don't be afraid to show those before and after pictures. Don't be afraid to let people know how you're doing. Show people how you don't just change your physical form, but how you change what's inside. Because I've yet to meet anybody or talk to anybody who decided to live this way that didn't experience some profound changes in how they think, how they look at life in general. I mean, stop and think about it. I was sick for over 40 years with clinical depression. It was terrible, and I don't want to go back through how awful it all was. But suddenly being free of it, my goodness, what a gift. What a gift. I'm so thankful to God, to my wife for sticking with me, for the people that made me aware of carnivory, for the people who stuck with me, that didn't call me crazy or tell me how dangerous it was. Oh, ketosis is so dangerous. You can't burn fat for energy for very long. It's so risky. No, it's not. If you got type 1 diabetes, yeah, it can be risky. Ketoacidosis is a problem for people with type 1 diabetes. But for people eating meat and drinking water, please, get out of here. Put your stories out there. Be proud of what you've accomplished. Stay grounded. Keep eating meat and drinking water, or however you're working your carnivorous experience. That's how I do it. I just eat meat and drink water. Do you. Be humble. Be honest. And always remember, meat heals. Y'all have a blessed day. Take care. Till next time.